If you could only use 3 words to describe Magnolia, what would they be?
Pain in butt. Hi, my name is Kristen and I have Magnolia here. She's an umbrella cockatoo, and I also have Romeo, a Moluccan, at home.
My name is Katie Jones and I have a white umbrella cockatoo. Stop.
Hi, I'm Cindy and this is Rocket. He's a 5-year-old lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo.
So what made you get a cockatoo, both of them? Like, were you drunk? Did you lose a bet? What happened?
So I love cockatoos. I've always wanted one, and so I made myself a promise that someday when my kids were older, I'd have one. So it was really sad, actually. I lost my Maltese, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. Now's the time. So I went to the local bird rescue store, and she was there. I fell in love with her immediately, and she went to all of my family, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a miracle. So we found out that there was someone with a deposit on her, so we had to wait a week. And then 1 week later, to the day, we called and they said, we haven't heard from her, the person that put the deposit. So we ran to the store and got her. It was like right before Christmas. And she's been the love of our family since we got her. And she's actually what inspired our flock to grow, which now we have 4. So yeah, we call her the gateway bird.
The reason I got a cockatoo, actually, we joke about Katie having Laguna, her cockatoo, and about Laguna being a gateway drug, because she is the reason why multiple people have cockatoos now. And so Katie and I were friends, and she had Parrots first, and I just loved Laguna every time I went to her house. So then when I was at a bird exhibit, they had a Moluccan there who was super sweet and super nice. And he was in a really bad situation with the people that had him there. So I ended up taking him home. And the reason I got a cockatoo is because of knowing Laguna and just enjoying the way she is so clingy and sweet and wants to be with you and do everything with you. And then Romeo hated me and didn't want anything to do with me and only liked my husband. And 2 years later, that is still the case.
You're kind of a cute little fella.
And so I went and got my own cockatoo, and that's how I ended up with Magnolia, and she was baby.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack.
Say meow, meow. Meow, meow.
It's like a marathon. You don't have to win. The accomplishment is finished.
Meow, meow, meow.
I'm proud of my dad. That's amazing, Dad.
And now I have my own little buddy who does everything with me.
I was looking at rescues. I love the colorful birds, but I ran into a rescue of a lesser sulfur-crested that was 28. And I tried to bring him home. He didn't want to be in my home. He wanted to eat my fingers. So I had all the stuff set up for the size of a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo, and he was a baby at the store where I was getting my bird supplies. And so when he was weaned, a couple months later, he came home to be at my house.
I love how human-like they are. They just seem to really want to do what you're doing. They get you, like you just talk to them and it's like they just understand what you're telling them. And it seems like they catch on to all of those things you do during the day, and they just want to start being involved in everything with you. And so if I'm home, she's here. And she just kind of does everything with me. She does dishes with me, she cooks with me, she gardens with me, she does crafts with me, she makes bird toys with me. And she just loves it, and I love it.
Oh, I love cockatoos' personalities. They're so fun and they love interacting with your family, but most importantly, they like to be like a part of you always, which can also be very annoying because sometimes you're like, just give me 5 minutes alone. But they just want to be with you, interacting with you. This is like typical for a day with a cockatoo. But they also will literally run away and start chewing anything they can get their hands on. So she's destroyed more furniture than our labs. The other birds, any of the other animals have done way less damage than this thing.
What makes cockatoos difficult? I mean different.
Well, what makes cockatoos different is their body language is definitely different than other birds. I don't find them that hard to read, but a lot of people say they're really hard to read. Maybe it takes a certain instinct with them, I don't know, or just the fact that I've had an umbrella for a long time makes them easier for me to read than maybe other people. But he's odd. When they fly off, all the colored birds go in one direction, he goes in a different direction, you know. They're a little different.
What makes cockatoos difficult?
Everything. Just about everything. She wants to be with me all the time. She wants to cook dinner with me. She wants to do laundry with me. And she wants to do crafts with me. So that makes her very difficult as well. So if she's not doing those things, she's not happy. And so you want to have a cockatoo with you, you have to make sure you want that cockatoo with you every time you're home, all the time, or they will scream and do anything they can to get your attention and get you to come over to them. So as much as you train cockatoos, they train you.
Kristen, I feel like they're not taking you seriously, and I just don't know why.
Magnolia! I had my serious face on! Come on!
She's like, and I was blocking it with my feathers, Mom!
You're such a pain! Here, now you can deal with her. How about that?
She's like, there's no space on this perch for you.
Cockatoos are really different from the macaws because they're just happy being chill most of the time. But they will mission impossible things. So what I'm saying is I'll walk through my kitchen. There'll be a bowl of whipped cream sitting on the counter. Literally 2 hours later, I'll be like, where did my bird go? And then I'll find her in the kitchen. Somehow she got on the counter and she's eating the whipped cream. So cockatoos have inspired me and my family to be super clean. We don't have stuff out. We never leave food out. There's one island in our entire house that's somewhat safe, but pretty much the cockatoos are the MacGyvers of everything in the world.
Now what makes them difficult?
Well, I don't know that there's anything that's different from any other parrot. I mean, to be honest, they're just as mischievous as other parrots, you know? So, I mean, what is difficult about them? I don't find them that difficult. They do like to cuddle, and they are playful, and they love to work for treats. Good way, yeah. They have some playful behaviors, but I don't find them that difficult. Yeah. What are you looking at?
Free-flying cockatoos is challenging.
Woo! Good girl!
She's like, Mom, I tried landing on everything I could.
You did!
It's fun because, again, they want to do everything with you. So if your cockatoo is free flight trained and recall trained, then you can feel confident just when you're outside being able to have them with you when you're doing everything. And so I kind of knew her limitations were going to be different than a macaw or any other bird that is more built for free flight, more built for wanting to fly and wanting to get that energy out. And so Magnolia is more of a, I will fly in one little circle really fast if you give me a treat, and then I'm gonna come back. So she flies just enough to be fun and to be able to hang out with me, but she's not one who's like, please let me out and fly, and who's screaming to take off like the macaws are.
Maggie, thanks for the good footage.
You're good at just sitting there. Good job. Looking pretty.
Free flying cockatoos is chaotic. I mean fun because
So free flying cockatoos is fun for me because he is such an excellent flyer. My umbrella never flew outside on purpose. And when he did, he decided he didn't like it. But this guy loves to fly. He just has such a blast. He wags his tail. So I find it really fun. It's a little chaotic because when you try to launch him with a whole bunch of other birds and you want to see him flock with them, he doesn't. He's starting to a little bit. Sometimes he'll kind of follow the loop, but he's really fast. I mean, when he takes off with a bunch of macaws, he actually gets off faster than them because he's so light. So he ends up going his own path every time.
So excited to have other cockatoos around because I think Laguna likes to see them. She likes to interact with them, and it makes me feel like we're growing our group. And I don't know, it's just really fun to see other cockatoos and their personalities, and I'm loving the goffins. They're so adorable. Their squeaks are so fun. It totally encourages my birds to be social.
Did you mean the galahs?
I did. I didn't want to mess it up. I can redo that.
We'll keep it as it is.
I love that there's other cockatoos in the group. 2 reasons. One, I just love cockatoos, so I love seeing them all. And I like seeing them interact with each other because I feel like they're so expressive with their little crests, and you can see them kind of interacting with each other, which is super cute. And 2, I really like it because Jamie doesn't like them. And I love that there's just more and more, and I love that Capri is starting to love them. And I feel like it's like the ultimate child rebellion. Ultimate. And so I love it.
So it's been fun this time to see some of the cockatoos in the group. We've had some rose-breasted galahs several times, but there's 2 umbrellas this time. And he actually met one of them, and they kind of looked like they might want to be friends, which was cool. I don't know if it was a male or a female. They both came up close to each other in a very curious and seemed like a good greeting way. So that's the first time I've ever seen him want to take interest in really knowing another bird. So yeah, it's been fun to watch the umbrellas fly because I never really got to fly Romeo.
Cockatoo footage. Oh, just kidding. Rocket, you're ruining every shot by leaving.
You gotta check this out. Ready, go in line. There you go.
Laguna thinks the other birds are crazy. She'll be sitting on her perch and they'll fly overhead and she ducks. Because she's not a big flyer, so she more just sits and watches and takes it all in, and she chooses to fly on her own in her own personal space.
Oh, if you want to just have fun with your bird and you have a cockatoo, like joining the group it just gives you something to go do with your bird, and they're so happy being involved. They're cockatoos. They're just a pain. So they want to see everything going on all the time, and this keeps them super busy. So see, she's been pretty easygoing since we've been here, but that's just because she's so entertained by all the people and all the birds and all the stimulation she has going on around her. It makes her happy. So I think joining the group is fun because it gives you something you can do with that bird that demands that you do something with your bird all the time.
If you have a cockatoo, I think joining the BirdTricks group will be super beneficial for you, because not only are you learning community, you're really learning about how to grow the bird you have into being a better bird. Their health will be better by their exercise, their diet, the interactions with others. I think if you don't socialize your birds, it could really be harmful for them. So being around other birds will help in longevity. I mean, if you have to rehome your bird or something happens, knowing that they can be around other people, other birds, and have that healthy lifestyle, the right diet, the right exercise, all of things are super important. And this group, embraces that to the fullest and really helps support you, because it is taking on a big commitment and it's totally worth it.
To have someone join a group like this, and especially somebody who had a cockatoo, as I said in a previous video, the first thing is they have to beg, plead, and annoy in order to be able to get into the group, because white cockatoos have a reputation. But I think we're softening that because we've had some good experiences. So now's the time to think about joining the rest of the group.
Magnolia's favorite moment of the trip has been finding the roof. So she has decided that she found a safe spot where if she doesn't want to fly or she doesn't want to hang out anymore, she's just going to go sit on the roof. And no one can get me until I am good and ready to come down. So I think that is her favorite discovery of this trip.
Maggie, I missed the whole thing.
Rocket's favorite moment on the trip so far, there's so many times. I mean, when he's flying, when he can soar, when there's a little bit of wind, like when it's dead and they really have to flap to get there, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, this is fun, but not really. But when he can really soar, when there's a nice wind and not a hurricane, he has so much fun just floating on the wind, and you see him wagging his tail. And so I think every time that happens, those are his favorite moments on the trips.
Magnolia is afraid of anything new, really. Like, I tried so hard from a baby to she went everywhere with us and hiked and, was involved in everything. And so all of those things she's pretty easygoing about, but she sees something new, and for the first time, she's always a little bit hesitant and it scares her for a minute. But making sure that we just make her have to see it and get used to it and stuff. Each thing she gets desensitized to. It gets easier.
Laguna's afraid of anything that looks like a wooden stick, a wooden pole, and a broom. It freaks her out. She'll fly the other direction. You'd think she'd want to stay with me for safety, but no, she chooses to fly away.
So Rocket is afraid of flies big time. So when a fly comes near him, he's like freaking out. He is afraid of people. It's like for Sheila, he'll treat 2 or 3 times, and then it's like the tension is so big he can't take it anymore. And he says, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, I think I spooked him.
Here we go, longer flight.
There you go. Good boy.
It's like that Dave guy was right there.
He's less phobic about kind of just the chaos and the general stuff. Joe's walking stick, definitely did not like that thing coming by, but he's a lot more calmer than he's been. But yeah, he still has some things he's afraid of.
Hi, can I just get your face in the hole? Come on, just in the whole frame.
Can I give you a treat? There you go, good boy.
No, it's okay, I'm just zooming in and out.
But she moved. Yeah, he's leaning big time.
Okay.
Poor tail.
I'm watching.
And I'm excited about
Oh, that's cute. In this face. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, one more close up. Oh! Peekaboo!
Do you love BirdTricks?
Woo! Yeah, rocket!
My favorite activity to do with Laguna would probably be to sit and, do an activity on the couch, read a book, even working. She'll sit and just hang out with me while I type on the computer, just be company, my companion. Most of the time she's pretty chill, but I have to keep an eye on her because she'll just run off and get into trouble. My blue throat, on the other hand, will not be that cooperative.
My favorite activity with Rocket, I've got to say, is free flying. It's just so much fun to watch him just having a blast in the air and being able to share those videos with my friends who are all so impressed with how amazing he is. But I do like training too, and just teaching him new tricks and things like that. He does do quite a few tricks, and he's very good at learning, and he enjoys the process of working through and figuring out how to do things and stuff like that. And then he begs with his behaviors a lot.
If you could only use 3 words to describe Magnolia, what would they be?
Pain in butt. I realized it was 4 words. That wasn't gonna work. She's adorable. She's needy. And she's difficult. I love her so much. I hate calling her difficult because she is just like my absolute favorite thing ever. But she really is. She's really difficult.
Oh, that was funny.
I get
kind of
you.
want to start the video with pain in butt.
3 words to describe you. I don't know, that's a hard one. We call her a fluffy marshmallow, but she's entertaining, cuddly, and sweet.
One of my favorite free flyers on the trip is Sheila. I feel like Sheila is super bold. She has got, 3 birds. They're all birds that are a challenge for anybody to have, and it does not slow her down. She has those birds out there, and she is flying them and she is training them, and we've seen her 3 times now, and every single time her birds have just been even better and better. Like they're learning more and more skills and getting better. So she's inspiring to me because I feel like if she can handle 3, intense macaws like that and fly them successfully all together as like a one-person show, that any of our birds can be well trained and be out there together and to a point where we can enjoy and fly them together. And then I feel like I talk about Lauren and Jeff a lot, but honestly, Lauren and Jeff are just they're so good with their birds. Like they are like BirdTricks trained 100%. And Lauren never strays from that ever. I keep waiting. I'm like, one day I'm gonna see her do something. She's gonna like give her bird something it's not supposed to have, or it's gonna be unhealthy, or maybe she's not gonna, the bird's actually not gonna land on her once. No, it's never gonna happen, ever. Like she and Jeff both together, they're out there with those 2 birds, and those birds are like bulletproof, and I love it. They just fly wonderfully together and they look great together. And she's somebody who I can always just be like, hey, can you watch this? Because I don't know what's going on and I just need some advice with my bird. And she is always going to give me Jamie advice. So I feel confident with that. It's like having your own personal Jamie around. It's kind of nice. And they're really funny. Jeff and Lauren together are hilarious. Like they're so easygoing and funny together. And who's our other favorite free flyer? They're all so wonderful. They're all fun for like so many different awesome reasons. I'm gonna have to go with Lori. I watch Lori also juggling 3 macaws by herself, and Lori's really quiet and she's just kind of there and doing her thing all the time, so you don't really notice. But if you pay attention, Lori is so detail oriented with every single bird, and they're all totally different. And so she knows exactly which each of her macaws need, and she is going to make sure to individually spend time with each one on the exact thing that they need to work on. And so I've been trying to learn from her because my 2 need very different things as well. And I've noticed that she has that down. She has her routine and she always has everything she needs, and those birds are always ready to go. So that's inspiring to me.
So 3 freestyle flyers that I've met here on the trip and in previous trips. One of them is Cindy and her bird Rocket. I think Rocket is amazing, and it inspires me to work with Laguna a little more because he is an avid flyer. I mean, literally he looks like a rocket. He just laps around the roof, around anywhere we're flying, and he's so cute. He's super sweet, and he's so small, but he still manages to keep up with the other birds at times. So I think Cindy and Rocket really inspire me. She doesn't let any of the areas that we go to inhibit her, and she takes it on to really empower her bird and have fun, and I think that's amazing. Cindy does a great job. I think Joe and Tweety, their just commitment to this is amazing. He works with Tweety faithfully. It's evident that he spends so much time working with him, and even though he knows Tweety isn't going to be making those big laps with the macaws, he continues to come and encourage Tweety to fly, and he knows that it's going to be the best for Tweety and his health and his bird life. He'll enjoy life. So Joe is amazing in his commitment to Tweety's growth. And yeah, did you see the birds fly by? And then I know, yes, they're scary, aren't they? It's okay. And the 3rd freestyle flyer I've met on the last couple trips is Lori. She has a variety of birds, and she does it all on her own. She's so adventurous, and this trip she told us she adopted 2 more rescues. She has such a big heart, and she spends so much time conditioning and putting time into these birds that other people may not have spent the time taking care of. And I know anyone that decides to take their bird to Lori, they'll be in a better situation because she has the diet down. She has like they're literally, they have their own house. So she really has a big heart and a commitment to the birds that she's caring for. And I know that she really tries to do the best she can for any birds in her care. And even if she's just babysitting, I know she'll take some birds in and then, you know, get them back later. She's just got a really big heart.
I've really had fun watching Jo working with Tweety, and she's not really ready to go long distances yet, but he's just so persistent in working with her and working at her pace, and she's making progress every day, and how much fun he's having with her with doing that. It's fun to watch. Yeah, I think it's really fun watching Lori work with her birds because, of course, Green Wing is always a special case, but what she gets Jules to do and how hard she works with her, and then all the work that she's doing with Zoom and with like one little tail feather, being able to get good flights out of Zoom, and then what she's done with Charlie, and just amazed at how many birds she's rescued and taken in, and what a positive influence she is in bird care, just in general. It's always fun to see Eleanor. I mean, she's so young, but she's got such a great grasp of how to work with her bird, and to be that passionate, that young about something and know what she wants to do with it and that kind of stuff. It's very fun to watch somebody like that. Can you wave? Can you wave? Good wave. Yeah.